Hello appraisers, this is Brandon with Choice Valuation, and today in this Spark Spotlight video I'm going to be going over our grid profile settings in Spark. So essentially we have these profiles in Spark, and you can see up here in the top right it says we're in the standard profile. And by the way, when you're looking at the 1004 MC in Spark or the market conditions analysis, we also have profiles on that side of Spark as well. But today we're just going to be talking about the grid side of Spark. So essentially, first of all, what is a profile? A profile is the collection of settings which are these over here on the left in blue. So essentially, when I click on anything over here in blue, like heating and cooling, Spark gives me all the options for how I can customize the way that data is going into the grid. Verification source, basically everything here on the left that's in blue is something you can click on to customize the way that's going into your grid. So you can kind of make it how you make it your own, essentially. And that's a profile. So right now, this collection of all these settings of how my grid is going to be loaded into my report from Spark that's my profile, which is my standard profile. But you may want another profile for maybe another lender. You have a lender who wants things done a specific way and it's different than everybody else. Then you can set up another profile and name it whatever that XYZ lender, and you basically come in here and customize this just for that lender. So that way, when you go into Spark, you can just click into your XYZ lender profile, and Spark will automatically update all the settings based on how they want things and load it into your grid. So you don't have to come in here and customize these each time you're doing a report for that particular lender. Or another way to do this, and it's fairly common that appraisers use it this way, is you can use it for changing settings between SFR and condos. So for example, the way I'm using Spark, in an SFR, I've got pool features, exterior features, and fencing in these bottom three lines below the porch patio deck line. But for a condo, you might not want to use these because they're not really applicable to condos for the most part. So what you can do is come in here, click on standard, and switch over to your condo profile that you'll set up, and then it'll load in things the way you want to for a condo. So the way I have it set up is to load in my sale to list price ratio, my parcel number, and also the original list price and list price being put in there. And so basically the point being that you can come in here, quickly switch to the profile you want, and load in data that way. Whether it's for that client, for that type of appraisal. Another thing you can do is use it for lender work. You have one profile, and then for non-lender work, you have another profile because maybe you want to load things in differently for that. And so I'm just going to quickly show you here how to come in here and actually create a new profile and customize it. So let's just say you do have that client that wants things done a little bit differently. Maybe they want the prior transfer history for your comps to be loaded in based on 36 months rather than 12. And maybe they want your verification source line to have something different in here, like list price in here rather than the source of your where you got that document number or your where your secondary source is. So what you do is you come in here into your profile and you click it and you choose Manage Profiles. So now you can see standard is my default, and I've got my condo and my VA profile. And you can see I can rename them, I can clone them, I can remove them, and I can also change this to my default if I want to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clone my standard profile, and I'm going to rename it. I'm going to call it, let's just call it XYZ Lender, and hit done. Now it's created that profile, and I hit go back. So now all I need to do is switch over to my XYZ lender profile that I just created. And now I can come in here and it's using, as you saw, my standard profile. It cloned it over into this one. So that's what this is based off of. And now I can come in here and customize it. So if I want to change the transfer history for my comps to be loaded in based on 36 months rather than 12, I just click prior transfer history, change this to a 36, hit save changes and take me back. And let's say they also, just as an example, they want my verification source line to load in, instead of just the document number, they also wanted to have the actual list price of that property loaded in. And I hit save changes, take me back. And now it's loading in that and the 36 months for the comps. And let's just say that's all I wanted to change, then I'm good to go. So now this is set up that way going forward. So when I go to use Spark the next time, since standard is my default profile, that's what's going to load in. But let's say I'm doing this particular reports for client XYZ lender, then I just click this, change it over to that profile, and now it automatically switches over to those settings, and I'm good to go. I can just hit export, and it'll load in that data the way that that particular client wants. So that's the way these profiles work. I hope you like the feature, and you can always contact us if you have questions on this by clicking the gear icon and choosing, sorry about that, and choosing contact us. Go ahead and hit subscribe if you like our videos and you want to see more as they're released. And thanks everybody for watching.